Well, you saw Marion Messmer in the package there, the co-director of Basic, an independent think tank on nuclear disarmament, and she's with me in the studio now. So I think one of the issues which is causing concern is the information from Russia seems to be changing all the time. Is it any clearer what happened during this explosion?
Unfortunately not. So I think we can assume with more certainty that it was indeed a test of a nuclear-powered cruise missile, just because the circumstantial evidence around the explosion does look that way. A new piece of information that came up yesterday is that villages in the area of the test site may have been asked to evacuate. So this could hint at either a recovery mission of debris in the area or a new test. We don't know which it would be. So, yeah, we know that something is going on, but we still don't know what exactly is going on.
And has this really focused attention on Russia's nuclear weapons program and what it may or may not be working on, and the fact that you've got the US coming out and saying, well, we know what they're working on and we're working on similar things? I mean, there suddenly seems to be this whole secret programs going on in various countries that nobody knew anything about.
So it seems to me that this is much more about international posturing than about real capabilities. We've known that Russia is developing these weapons since about March 2018, but as the explosion has shown, they're far from having anything that's operational. Now Trump has come out and said that the US, in fact, has a better version of these weapons. That's not the case, though, as far as we know. Any known programs in the US on this type of weapon were abandoned in the 60s. So I think this is much more about Trump and Putin exchanging words on the international scene rather than about actual weapon capabilities.
But that must be really worrying, this hardening of rhetoric and this talk of a new arms race, when the focus for so long has been on disarmament and non-proliferation. Is that changing?
I think that is changing, and that is indeed incredibly worrying, because that's a first step on the ladder of escalation. So for the time being, it's only about exchanging words, but it's very easy for that to escalate further. So I would really like for international leaders to actually focus on what they're saying and to think about how that might come across, because it's not just about looking good to a domestic audience, but words have consequences on the international stage as well.
Indeed. Marion, thank you very much indeed for that. Marion Messmer there.